Hello and welcome to my discussion on the applied research project recently submitted for a Masters in Econ Banking and Finance course. My name is Stephen and my topic was on cross-border mergers and acquisitions and the risks associated with them. So they've become a dominant method for companies to internationalise. They now account for roughly 60% of all foreign direct investment inflows and over 25% of global M&A transactions. The value of these transactions has skyrocketed by 874% since 1992, reaching a little over $1 trillion as of 2023. However, despite this impressive growth, many cross-border mergers and acquisitions fail to deliver the expected value. Research indicates that poor implementation is a common culprit, with firms engaging in mergers and acquisitions often experiencing lower profitability and efficiency post-completion. Alarmingly, only 17% of cross-border mergers and acquisitions actually create shareholder value, making these transactions much riskier than their domestic counterparts. Given these trends, this study aimed to seek an understanding as to why there is such a disparity between the volume of cross-border mergers and acquisitions and their success rate. The study aimed to identify key factors in due diligence, analyse reasons for this underperformance, and test hypotheses on the risks involved in cross-borders M&As, with the hopes of improving future outcomes of cross-border transactions. Ahmad said that cross-border mergers and acquisitions are key drivers of global economic integration, enabling companies to expand their market reach, acquire new capabilities, and achieve strategic objectives. However, the success rate of these ventures is often undermined by various risks, which can erode shareholder value and lead to suboptimal performance. This literature review identified 6 critical factors in cross-border M&As that require careful management. Firstly, systemic risks. These include broader economic and political factors, such as corruption perception, political stability, and governance standards. This was highlighted in previous research, how these macro-level risks can destabilise deals, especially in volatile markets. Next, legal risks, so the complexity of navigating different legal frameworks across countries, which can introduce significant challenges. Again, prior research emphasised that the strength and compatibility of the acquirer's legal environment are crucial to avoiding costly legal disputes and ensuring regulatory compliance. Financial risk involves accurate valuation of assets, management of debt levels, and ensuring the financial health of the combined entity are paramount. Misjudging these factors can lead to severe financial underperformance post-merger. Intermediary risks. So financial intermediaries, such as banks and advisors, play a crucial role in M&A transactions. However, prior research caution against the volatility and moral hazards they can introduce, especially in transactions that are expedited or involve complex financial instruments. Integrated risks. So the cultural and managerial differences can lead to significant challenges during the post-merger integration phase. Past research noted that these differences often result in operational inefficiencies and financial losses. This is evidenced by the Daimler and Chrysler merger. And finally, information risks. So information asymmetry, where the target company may withhold or misrepresent critical data, poses a significant threat to the success of M&As. Lent and Lindqvist discuss how this could lead to overvaluation and eventual financial underperformance. So this study is building on the framework of Duan et al., who categorised these into 6 groups of risk, and it stresses the importance of addressing these risks to improve the success rates and profitability of future cross-border M&As. So this study employs OLS estimation as its theoretical framework, leveraging its proven effectiveness in analysing monetary policy rules and risk analysis. The primary objective is to measure the impact of various independent variables in the profitability of companies post-M&A, ranking these variables by the level of risk or the impact they have on the profitability of a company. The analysis started with a robust sample of 10,384 observations, which was refined to 7,815 for acquirers and 5,341 for target firms. due to data limitations and overlap. Data was primarily sourced from Bloomberg, which despite its comprehensiveness imposed certain constraints. Relying solely on Bloomberg limited the availability and diversity of data, resulting in the exclusion of key risk indicators that have been previously highlighted in literature. This reliance on secondary data posed additional challenges, such as potential biases and outdated information, leading to the exclusion of variables that could not yield statistically significant results. The analysis encompasses the groups of risk mentioned in the literature review section and spans a decade from 2010 to 2020, capturing quarterly data to provide a comprehensive view of cross-border mergers and acquisitions' impact on stock price and, by extension, profitability. While stock prices offer real-time insights into the market sentiment and the anticipated profitability of cross-border M&As, they also present limitations, such as sensitivity to external factors and non-stationarity, which may obscure the true impact of these transactions. The methodology section of this study underscores the importance of robust data and appropriate statistical models to draw meaningful conclusions about the risks and profitability associated with. The analysis of acquiring companies reveals several significant factors affecting stock price. Positive influences include political stability, common law jurisdictions, and the high premium paid by acquiring companies, which are all positively associated with higher stock prices. Negative influences include weaker financial health, high corruption perception, similarity of financial systems, and longer transaction durations, which all negatively affect stock price. For instance, a high corruption perception was associated with a substantial drop in the price. The model's adjusted R-squared value is 0.052, indicating that only about 5.2% of the stock price variability is explained by the model. Despite this low explanatory power, the model remains statistically significant with an F-statistic of 0, which suggests the included factors do provide valuable insights. The analysis of target companies highlights the following. Positive influences include a higher GDP of involved countries and a difference in financial experience and regulatory compliance positively affecting stock price. Negative influences include weaker financial conditions and civil law jurisdictions, and notably target companies in common law jurisdictions experience much higher stock prices compared to those in civil law jurisdictions. The adjusted R-squared valued here indicating is 0.11%, indicating that roughly 11% of the stock price variability is explained. Although this is moderate, the model also shows a lower statistic probability value of 0, which indicates statistical significance. The analysis indicates several critical risks for due diligence in cross-border mergers and acquisitions, including political stability, corruption perception, legal jurisdiction of the transaction, the financial health of the companies, and long transaction times. The low adjusted R-squared value for both acquiring and target companies highlight that a significant portion of stock price variability remains unexplained. This indicates a need for further research to consider additional factors such as market sentiment, regulatory changes, and integration challenges. Building on the last section, to enhance the model's explanatory power, expanding data sources beyond Bloomberg is crucial. Integrating diverse variables from multiple sources will provide a more comprehensive view of factors affecting stock prices in CBM&As. This broader data scope is expected to improve the model's adjusted R-squared value by including additional variables that may have been missed in the current analysis. A white diagonal test revealed potential issues for future research with heteroscedasticity and autocorrelation. Despite significant influences from variables like firm size, health, and corruption perception, the model's robustness is limited by its low R-squared value and concerns about standard errors. To address these issues, future work should refine the model with robust standard errors and explore alternative specifications. Relying solely on Bloomberg has restricted the scope of our data and the number of significant findings. While Bloomberg is a reputable source, incorporating data from other financial databases, industry reports, and macroeconomic sources would improve the analysis analysis robustness and yield more significant results. Overall, the study's findings, while consistent with existing literature on political stability and governance, highlight the need for more extensive data to draw finer conclusions. Expanding data sources will enhance this study's reliability and provide deeper insights into market reactions to M&A activities. The abundance of past research on M&A transactions was a significant advantage for this analysis. This research provided a solid foundation and a broad range of variables to consider. Drawing from these established studies helped to develop a comprehensive framework for understanding the factors that influence M&A outcomes. The depth of past research allowed me to identify and test numerous variables, ensuring that our analysis was well informed and grounded in existing knowledge. This extensive background enriched our model and provided a robust basis for evaluating the effects of various factors on profitability during cross-border M&A transactions. Despite this wealth of past research, the actual implementation of my analysis faced some challenges. One major limitation was the restricted access to a wide array of databases, including LSEG, IMAA, Capital IQ, Preqin, and FactSet. These databases contain critical financial and transactional data that could have significantly enhanced the robustness of my model. The limited dataset constrained my ability to explore and include all relevant variables. This restriction resulted in a dataset that, while informative, was not as comprehensive as it could have been. Consequently, some variables that could have provided valuable insights were excluded due to data limitations. Additionally, the constraints of the available data meant that the equation and model had to be simplified, potentially overlooking intricate factors that may have impacted the results. One significant problem I encountered during the analysis was the presence of autocorrelation and heteroscedasticity within the dataset. These issues can distort the results of econometric models, leading to unreliable estimates and potentially misleading conclusions. While these issues were significant, the challenge was compounded by the limited availability of data for each transaction. The scope of my dataset was restricted, primarily due to the lack of access to comprehensive databases, which made it difficult to fully address the problems of autocorrelation and heteroscedasticity. To mitigate these limitations as much as possible, I discussed the limitations with transparency within the paper, acknowledging how they may impact the results. I also considered applying robust standard errors as a partial solution, but given the data constraints, this approach had its limitations. If I were to conduct this research again, overcoming autocorrelation and heteroscedasticity would be a top priority. To effectively tackle these issues, I place a greater emphasis on securing access to a wider variety of databases. This expanded access would allow for a more robust dataset, enabling the use of more sophisticated techniques to address these econometric problems. Having a more comprehensive dataset would not only help in resolving these issues, but also enhance the overall reliability and depth of the analysis. So future research should prioritise data accessibility to ensure that such challenges can be adequately addressed, leading to more accurate and credible findings. I have mixed feelings regarding the methodological and analytical aspects of my findings. On one hand, I'm not entirely confident due to the low adjusted R-squared scores for both target and acquiring firms, which are 0.11 and 0.052 respectively. These values indicate that the model explains only a small portion of the variability in stock prices, suggesting that there may have been other significant factors influencing the outcomes that were not captured in my analysis. Despite the variables selected being suitable for the analysis, the lack of statistical significance in many of the variables casts some doubt on the robustness of the findings. This is a critical point, as statistical significance is essential to draw firm conclusions from the data. The limited explanatory power and low significance levels indicate that the model may not fully capture the complexity of the factors impacting stock prices during cross-border M&A transactions. However, there are reasons to view the findings in a more positive light. The analysis was conducted using OLS estimation, which is a standard and well-respected approach in econometrics. Additionally, the consistency of my findings with those of previous studies is also encouraging. This alignment suggests that while my results may have limitations, they are still in line with established research within the field. This study therefore serves as a useful starting point, a foundation upon which future research can be built. These similarities with past research indicate that methodologically the approach is sound, even if the current dataset did not allow for more definitive conclusions. Looking ahead, the findings of this paper could be valuable for refining the classification of risk in cross-border M&A transactions, provided that future research incorporates a broader dataset and perhaps more advanced modelling techniques. Throughout this research project, I have significantly enhanced my skills in statistical analysis and deepened my understanding of the research process. Engaging with such a massive body of literature on M&A transactions required me to critically evaluate and synthesize information from various sources. This not only improved my ability to navigate academic papers, but also sharpened my analytical thinking, allowing me to identify key variables and patterns within complex data. A key skill I developed was the application of statistical tools and techniques to real-world data, specifically within the context of M&A transactions. By working through the challenges of data analysis, such as addressing issues of autocorrelation and heteroscedasticity, I gained practical experience in applying econometric methods which are invaluable for any future research or analysis work that I undertake. Looking ahead, the knowledge I've gained about M&A transactions will be particularly beneficial as I hope to pursue a career in this area. Understanding the intricacies of cross-border M&As, the factors influencing their success, and the risks involved has given me a solid foundation on which I can build my professional life. This knowledge is not just theoretical, it equips me to engage more confidently in discussions during job interviews and to bring informed insights to the table when working on related projects. Moreover, staying updated on developments in M&A is something I plan to continue, as it will ensure that my knowledge remains relevant and that I can contribute meaningfully to the field. Whether through continuous learning, further research, or hopefully practical experience, I'm committed to applying what I've learned to my future career. In short, the ability to analyse financial data, interpret the impact of various factors on M&A outcomes, and stay informed about industry trends will be crucial as I move forward into a career in finance or consulting. Thank you for listening to my presentation. It's been a wonderful year learning all these things about economics. I hope to carry on what I've learnt this year forward. Thank you.